What's going on, guys? Today's video I'm gonna show my pickups that I got at a card show this weekend here in Houston. This weekend was the Houston Tristar show. It's an annual show they put on in early February every year. I went to this show last year, as I think it was my first card show I'd ever attended last year. So went back again this year, and yeah, got some cool pickups to share here. So it's gonna be almost all of it is vintage. This very small lot I'm about to show is the only modern stuff that I got. So let's go ahead and turn this camera on and show you what I got. Alright, so first up, here's my 3 modern cards I got, all in one lot. So first one here is a Roschon Johnson rookie patch card, numbered to 249. I really just like the look of this card, and of course Roschon Johnson being a UT guy, I couldn't pass it up. I really like the orange, which is Bears colors, but it's also Longhorn colors. So pretty cool card there. You can see the number 4. That's what he had it marked as. I won't go too deep on prices for most of these cards. A lot of it because I forgot how much. But this lot of 3 cards in total is $20. So next up, got a Topps Chrome Sepia refractor of Jordan Walker here in a SGC 9. I'm a fan of Jordan Walker. I'm not, renowned for my scouting skills, especially in baseball, but the dude is just, he's massive, he's really young, and just I like watching him play. The few Cardinals games that I caught this past year, he was the ones that he did play. He's exciting to watch, even if he strikes out, because if he makes contact with the ball, I mean, that thing is going. And then the last card of this lot was a cool Topps Finest refractor here in a PSA 9. It's had a good shine to it. So got all 3 of these cards for $20, so not too shabby. Alright, now let's get into the vintage here. So next up, I got a 5-card lot of raw vintage cards. So really excited. It's really difficult with raw vintage at shows, because a lot of the dealers who have raw vintage are so overpriced a lot of the times. Like, you'll see I don't know, 1972 Willie Mays that looks decent shape but not crazy, and somebody will have it listed for $200. It's like, I mean, where do you go from there? But this dealer had good prices on his cards, and he also had a bulk pricing. I believe it was buy 3 get 1 free. So I got 5, so I just paid the extra for the 5th one at a slight discount. But yeah, so let's show these off. So first up, Have a 1956 Monty Irvin. I needed this one for my Monty Irvin run, so it looked to be in pretty decent shape. Not crazy shape, but good enough for me. Next up, I was really happy to find this one raw, because I think it'll save me quite a bit, because this one's on my 50K list as well, and that is 53 Eddie Matthews. Centering's perfect on it. Of course, it's chipped down here in the bottom left corner, and it's got some creasing through the sky here, but nothing on his face, nothing on his hat, so that works. That works for me. This is a beautiful, beautiful card. I think this card, I don't know what it is. It speaks to me for some reason. Even past the fact that it's Eddie Matthews, just the drawing that they did for him on this card is just awesome. We'll show that one last here. Next up, I did get a Willie Mays raw card to add to my list, and that is the 1970 Willie Mays. Centering's pretty spot on. It's got minor wrinkles / creases that you could see on certain angles, but head on you can't, which is, I take that any day of the week. I will take that. But good looking card. Add that one to my run. This one, I'm a little surprised that I picked this card up raw. I always thought this one would just be one that I would find at a good deal, for a good deal, graded already. But the centering on this one was too good for me to pass up at the price I ended up getting it at. And that is the 75 Robin Yount rookie. As you can see, that centering is perfect to me. If it's not perfect, it's very, very close. But just a clean copy of this card. Regardless of what it grades, this one will have a fixture in my collection. And the last of the raw cards, the color on this one was so spectacular, I couldn't pass it up. And that is the MVP 1959 Ernie Banks. And holy cow, the blue on this is just spectacular. Spectacular. Centering left to right was also spot on. So no complaints from me. I'm really happy I found those. Pretty good price for me. I think for all 5 of those, if I'm not mistaken, I think those 5 cards in total cost me excuse me, about $100 on the dot, which that works for me. That works for me. They're all going to get graded at some point, so we'll be really happy when to add those. Alright, last 3 cards. All of these are graded. This next card I'm about to show, never in a million years would I have expected to walk out of the show with this card. Was not on my radar whatsoever, and when I found it at the price it was at, I had to do a double take, like, oh, okay, maybe I'll get that one. So, just real briefly touch on why I got this card. So, over the past few weeks, I've been listening to the audiobook called Baseball 100. It's a book that The Athletic put out, I think a couple years ago, maybe 2020, 2021, something like that, where they're ranking the top 100 baseball players of all time. Fantastic read. I cannot recommend it highly enough. Short 10 to 15 minute stories on 100 players, which currently I think I'm just past halfway through the book. There's a lot of knowledge to be gained by reading the book. And one of the players he mentions that is one of the most overlooked players of all time goes by the name of Arky Vaughan. So as you can see on this 1933 Gaudi, it says Floyd Vaughn. This is what made me do the double take, because I knew that last name from that book. So I had to look on my phone real quick to see what his real first name was, and it was Floyd. And it turns out this is his rookie card as well. So never would have thought I'd walk out of there with an Arky Vaughan, but it just had a great price, and I needed a 33 Gaudi in my collection anyway. And just having one of the best players of all time, really underappreciated. Just really happy to add this to my collection. He had a fantastic story in that book as well. So, added that one. Next up, I have another PSA 1 to show. Now, this one is of a player, y'all know I collect. And this card, it's a pretty iconic card of his. And oh man, it's just let me just go ahead and show it to you. You got a 53 Bowman Color Stan Musial. Here in a 1, as you can see, there's a giant crease down the middle of the card. And guess who does not care? This guy right here. Registration and color matter so much more to me than anything else in cards. I know a lot of people it's centering, a lot of people it's the creasing and all this kind of stuff. Some cards I just don't care. Some I do, sure, but I just when I saw it, I knew I had to have it. And yeah, just awesome card to add to my Musial collection. Is one of the best baseball players of all time and one of the best human beings of fame to ever walk this earth. So someone to kind of try to live your life in a similar manner to Stan the Man. Now, this last card, I went to the show with a few cards looking to sell or trade, and one of the cards, one card I used to trade for this card that I'm about to show, was a 1968 Topps Willie Mays. It was in a PSA 7 miscut, which the miscut was so minuscule, no one would have ever noticed. However, the problem I had with the card, even with it being a 7 miscut, was that the registration was a touch off. And that actually bothered me. This card, this Musial I just showed, the crease running down the middle of the card didn't bother me as much as that 68 Mays registration bothered me. So I was able to trade that, and then I tagged on a couple of $100, $200, in order to get this next card. This next card was part of my goals for 2024, and this card was on the top tier card. So stoked to get it, especially this earlier in the year. Never would have thought it, but just the right circumstances where I was able to trade that Maze, and I had cash in my pocket in order to pick this card up. So this was by far my biggest card of the show, and that is of Jackie Robinson, 1954. Here in a PSA 2, and holy cow, the color on this puppy right here is fantastic. So stoked to have a Jackie Robinson card finally in my collection. This one has just been, this is just my favorite Robinson card that's not like his, if price wasn't a factor, the 1949 Bowman is my favorite Jackie card, but of his, let's say of his Topps cards, I actually prefer this over the 52 and 53. Probably not a popular opinion, but this one and also his 55 are both fantastic. So really happy to knock this one off my to get list for this year. Huge card for me. So yeah, that's what I have from the Houston Tristar Show 2024. Till next time, guys, y'all keep collecting.